everyone, Opal Essence here, and today I'm going to be starting my Allstars 3 review series. So, I'm going to start with episode 1, and each week I'll be making a new episode around this time, just kind of like talking about how I felt about the episode, what I thought, what I liked, what I didn't like, just giving like a rundown of what happened. So there will be spoilers, of course. But just stay tuned and enjoy. First, we're gonna start with their entrance looks. And in order, I'm gonna like tutor boot them, just give you a little bit of insight of what I thought of the look. And just, yeah, have fun with it. So for Trixie, I tutored her look. It was basically quintessential Trixie. Like, let's be real here, she's a Barbie doll character. So this was like roller Barbie, just perfect. Although I would have liked to see an entrance look that fit her newer style more, I think it would have represented her better. I do love this look. Milk was a 2. The only thing I didn't like was the helmet. You could see the helmet. Like, if you're gonna make it out of a helmet, like, cover every bit of the helmet. Don't just cover, like, the top. But the rest of the outfit was, like, so chic, so beautiful. I loved it. Chi-Chi, I'm gonna have to boot it because it was still really cheap. Like, the hat was like a Party City hat.
Go back to Party City where you belong.
Girl, like, you have so much more money now. You really should step it up. Thorgy. I booted it. It wasn't good. It was just so much going on that I couldn't really, like, find where my eyes were supposed to lay. And I couldn't really decide what I liked and what I didn't. It was just so, overall, like, claustrophobic and, like, messy. So for Morgan, I tooted it. And basically, Morgan's look was very polished. I just didn't like the big jacket. I feel like it, like, took away from her, like, beautiful body shape. And it could have been, like, a lot classier without the jacket. By the way, I'm looking at my little, like, notepad here with all my notes that I took on the episode. After Morgan came Aja. So Aja looked amazing. She was so improved from season 9. Definite 2. After Aja came Ben de la Creme. It was okay. It was a good look. But I will have to boot it just because we've seen her do that pattern, that look, over and over again. And it's something that, like, she doesn't have a lot of, like, new things this season. You'll see what I mean later. So after Ben de la Creme was Kennedy, and, like, that was like a WTF look. Like, girl, what were you thinking? So I definitely would boot that look. After Kennedy was the last queen that entered the workroom normally. And you'll see what I mean for that if you didn't watch the episode. Shangela came in. And she looked good. Like, it was good. It was just too basic for me. Didn't scream like a drag enough compared to the other girls. So I'm going to have to boot that. So overall, there weren't a lot of looks I loved in the entrance. There were like bits and pieces from each look I could kind of like. But there wasn't like an overall look I liked, except for Aja's. Next, I'm going to talk about like Trixie and Milk. Their attitudes were really like rough in the first episode. Milk was extremely cocky and rude, which was just like weird because when I met her in person, she was super sweet. Like, she knew a lot about her fans. She was nothing like that episode. So it was weird to see that side of her. She was very like abrupt, rude, cocky, like very over it. And Trixie as well. When I met her, she was kind of like over the whole meet and greet thing. But she wasn't as bitchy as she was there, and like just blunt and rude. I don't know, I didn't really like their attitudes in this episode, and I think that hopefully they evolve over the season, or it's gonna really drive me insane. Another queen I was like really like weirded out by, not weirded out, but like annoyed, was Ben de la Creme. She was super rude, and I was like, whoa, where did this girl come from? Like, she must have been, if she was fake, like her attitude must have been fake in season 6 because she was nothing like her season 6 self. I think she was super high maintenance, it seemed like, and just really annoying about herself, and I was really over it. And of course we can expect this from Kennedy, but I was hoping for a change. She was just so, next, like, girl, bye. So now on to the 10th queen, which was Bibi Zahara Benet, the season. One winner, I almost forgot what season she was on. And although I love her, I don't know how I feel about her coming back. She was interesting, and it's cool to see her come back because she's a winner, and they're having to compete against her again, but I don't really know if I like that or if I don't like that. Because, one, she has more advantage, she already won. Two, she already got a prize for it. So it's like, Even though it's a smaller prize and she got lots of publicity, she won and got a prize, and she's on the list of winners. So I don't really know if I feel it's okay to have her back. But I mean, we'll see how it plays out. So there's also a conspiracy theory that is that the Handmaid's Tale, I guess there's a mole, like a mole character who's placed to be a spy almost and get insight on the girls in the Handmaid's Tale show. And that's the theme of the show this year is the Handmaid's Tale. So people are thinking that BB's a mole and she's not actually competing and she's just there to help choose the winner. But I don't really know if it's it doesn't seem plausible, but at the same time it does. So I'm really excited to see how that plays out. That's a real conspiracy theory, or if it's just a joke. But we'll see how that goes. So the library is officially open, and the first mini challenge is the reading challenge, as it was on season 2. And basically, I didn't really like any of the reads. They were all super blunt and boring. They weren't really interesting or funny. Allstars season 2 had a lot more laughs coming along with the reads, where some of these ones were it didn't make sense. So now onto the talent show. We're gonna go in order, and I'm gonna say a few things about what they did, what I liked. So Shangela did a lip sync number to one of her songs. It was a mix of some of her stuff. It was cute. It was good. It wasn't my favorite. It was definitely good, and I think she did it was safe. It definitely was a safe look. Her outfit was safe. The performance was really high energy. It was good. Just didn't compare to some of the other ones for me. And it was definitely a forgettable one if you look at the other ones. You're not going to remember hers right off the top of your head compared to other people's. So next we have BB, who she did an African tribal dance, which I loved. Thought it was super original, super true to herself, and it was just energetic and entertaining and really eye-catching. Next we have Thorgy Thor. She looked beautiful. The music was cool in the beginning. It was just a little bit long of the slow music. I thought it was just too long of a segment. And it kind of started out really slow and it had to wait. You waited for it to pick up. And once she did the cartwheel, I wish there was more of that after the second segment type of music, because it was faster and it was upbeat and it was fun. Next we have Aja, who lip-synced to Level Your Pussy Up, which was one of her songs. And this was literally the best performance in the whole talent show. There was not one thing wrong with it. She had costume reveals, she did voguing, death drops, she jumped off a freaking box into a death drop. What? She definitely was the best in my eyes. And this sounds like I'm a super big Aja fan. I am a super big Aja fan, but honestly, she was just my favorite this episode. I can't beat around the bush. She was so good this episode, so polished compared to season 9. After Aja, we had Kennedy. It was a good performance. It was nothing we didn't expect from her. Obviously she's gonna dance, she's good at dancing, but it wasn't one of my favorites. It was another forgettable one. Chi-Chi also did a gymnastics dance routine, but with a baton. So Kennedy did a dance routine without the baton, whereas Chi-Chi had the baton and was wearing really bad jazz shoes. Her whole look wasn't there. She had a shake and go wig, kept falling in her face. She had beat up jazz shoes. She had no pads. She had a leotard with fringe. It was a cute leotard. I just don't think the rest of the look was up to par. I've seen her perform in person. She can do flips, kicks, anything in heels, and she really should have done that on the show. And her performance was just so boring. She could have done so much more and really true to her. She's a great dancer, and I don't think she showed it at all. So after Chi-Chi was Morgan, and I liked Morgan's performance. It wasn't my favorite, but do I think it deserved to be bottom 2? No. I think she definitely should have been low, but she wasn't the worst. And she tried new stuff, she took risks. And she started good, but it got worse as it progressed, so I think it was a good start. Oh, Morgan lip-synced to one of her own songs she wrote, a track she wrote. Trixie sang a song live. It was cool. She played a weird instrument with it. I don't know what it's called. But I just don't think it was her best. It was slow and kind of boring. And she had a beautiful voice, though. Next, we had Milk, who did a paper doll show, and she also kind of scream sang. I want to say. I didn't really like it. I thought it was boring and needed a lot more pizzazz compared to the other girls. I honestly thought she should have been in the bottom with Chi-Chi. Next, we have Ben de la Creme. So, fun fact about this is another recycled thing. She does the same exact act outside the show in the same outfit as she did that episode. Like, honestly, everybody else kind of came up with a new twist or spin on their, like, act if they did it outside the show. She did the exact same thing she does just on the show. That was so, like, frustrating for me to find out because, like, you're on All-Stars 3, you know what to expect. Bring your A game. It was polished, though, which is good. But obviously, because she does it more than everybody else did their act. So, placement. Basically, I think Milk should have been in a bottom 3 or a bottom 2 with Chi-Chi, and if they had to have Morgan in the bottom, then a bottom 3. I think the rest of the people who got safe were very well deserved, and Aja, like, was definitely on the top, definitely should have been the winner. Dayla, I think, could have been, like, switched out with Thorgy. I'm not really sure who I would want in the, like, top. And out of Chi-Chi versus Morgan in the bottom, I think it should have been Milk instead of Morgan. But also, Chi-Chi should have been chosen to go home, because, like, Morgan did better. And the lip sync, Aja should have won. Okay, let's be real here. Her, like, dick was popping out, so, I mean, like, she killed that lip sync. And Dayla, it was, like, funny, but it wasn't as funny as the judges thought it was. And elimination, like, why did Dayla choose Morgan? Because of, like, she chose her because of her, like, strategy, and she was, like, speaking on behalf of the whole group when no one had agreed on anything. It was really, really weird. And it was very, like, Dayla was in her head and, like, going crazy. Like, I was like, what are you thinking? Like, this is not how it was supposed to be happening. Overall, though, the episode was really good. I'm really excited for this season. It was really, like, entertaining and energetic. It had a lot of, like, carbon copy kind of things that happened, like, in season 2, that they were trying to, like, remodel it after season 2. But overall, it was really, really good, and I was entertained, and my eye was caught. And I think the fantasy, like, league thing is really cool on their, like, website, where you, like, make a team and you switch them out and you get points and stuff. That's really cool. But I loved the episode. I think it was good. I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. We'll see how it plays out. Hope to see you next week. Bye!